Up next is the Compost Education Center, and just for the information of those waiting, after that will be Victoria Symphony and Pacific Opera. No, not yet. No, not till 8.
Nice. We'll do a quick test. Hi, everyone. I'm Claire Remington.
Pull your mic up a little bit.
Oh, of course.
There you go.
Hello. Hi, I'm Claire Remington. I'm the Executive Director of the Compost Education Center. Up on the screen, you can see the Compost Ed Center team. I like to describe us as a small but cute and powerful team. I'm going to give you a quick introduction to the Compost Ed Center, an overview of the different types of funding we receive from the City of Victoria, and then go through the benefits that the community receives through that funding. So a really quick rapid-fire intro to the CEC. We were established in 1992. We have a long-standing reputation for a warm and welcoming educational approach, an emphasis on equity and access, and attention to climate action and social connections. Our vision is to cultivate resilient communities, which enable the land and all living beings to thrive. Through education, research, and stewardship, we encourage City of Victoria residents to grow their own food, improve their organic waste management, and support their community. I also want to highlight that we have a demonstration site and teaching garden. It's located at 1216 North Park Street. If you haven't been, highly encourage everyone to come for a visit. It's open to the public for all to enjoy. Our office hours we're open Wednesday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The site features 8 different composting systems, multiple rainwater harvest systems, a native plant rain garden, farm stand, greenhouse, vegetable gardens. Honestly, this is a much shorter list than the full list. You're welcome to come and explore, and you can sort of see different examples of sustainability that you could apply at home. And our site receives 1,500 plus visitors every year. So after that quick intro, I kind of want to get into the funding. So year to date in 2024, we've received about $45,000 from the City of Victoria. And this figure kind of gives you a snapshot of all the different ways we receive that funding. And over the next couple of slides, I'm going to go into detail about all those different segments. We receive a combination of grants and different service agreement funding. And I just want to highlight that we are mandated to serve the entire region. This slide, I'm going to go over maybe in a little bit of detail. It shows all of the activities that we have performed in City of Victoria 2024 year to date and the funding that we've used to pay for those activities. So the 3 bar graphs are showing you adult education, child and youth education, and outreach. So the number of workshops on the y-axis and the different types of workshops on the x-axis. And that yellow sort of shows you what activities are being funded by the City of Victoria. The blue shows what we are funded to do from the regional government. We get a little bit of funding from program revenues, so folks who participate in our workshops or come to our outreach events. And then that green section at the top, that's the deficit, or like what I like to think is what's keeping me up at night, working on grant proposals, trying to figure out how can we meet the demand and need from the City of Victoria. So folks are coming to us, they're asking for us to do things, we're trying to meet as much of that demand and need as possible. So going back to that big pie that we saw at the beginning, I'm just going to go through each one of those segments and sort of show you what we've done with the funding from the City of Victoria. So a big chunk of the funding that we got from the City of Victoria, we actually got indirectly from the City of Victoria. So folks may know that the Fernwood Community Association has gone through a transition this year. They are refocusing on arts and community, and they've scaled back their emphasis on community gardens. As part of that process, they've given us 2 community gardens in Fernwood. So we've taken on management of those 2 spaces. We've also taken on work to help design a new garden in Fernwood. And through that, we've supported 69 gardeners in those 2 garden spaces. A second big chunk of funding that we get from the City of Victoria is the Growing in the City Volunteer Coordinator Grant. So we get $10,000 through that grant. And that funding we use to coordinate volunteer support to maintain a boulevard garden network in Fairfield Gonzalez and a fruit tree orchard in Alexander Park. So in those green spaces, we are engaging over 91 volunteers and maintaining 201 square feet of urban garden space. We also run day camps for kids. This year, with the City of Victoria, we run a spring camp, 2 weeks of summer camp, and several Pro-D day camps. Those camps have provided care for 82 child participants over 16 camp days. And each one of our days are broken up in a combination of structure and non-structure. So kids are receiving some of our sort of tailored workshops that we provide throughout the region, as well as sort of free play. We also received the Get Growing Victoria Service Grant for a total of $6,500. We are mandated to provide education at the neighborhood distribution days. So folks who have gone to these events and have picked up seedlings, you may recognize us, whether they're helping support, providing education on how you plant the seedlings, as well as how you might use compost to support those seedlings. So this year we supported at 22 educational outreach days. We estimated about 2,250 attendees at those events that we were able to get in contact with. As part of that work, we also provided 2 free online workshops to support folks in sort of maintaining their new veggie gardens. And those workshops had a total of 22 workshop attendees. Another big event that we supported with this year is CD Sunday, which is the City of Victoria's flagship event for soil health and seed sovereignty. To support this event, we received the Migrate Neighborhood Grant. This event, very cool. Again, it's happening again in the spring. It's going to happen on a Saturday this time, so keep your eyes out. That event, even though it was in quite a small space, still had 71 vendors and over 1,100 event attendees, many of whom stood in the rain for several hours in order to get in through the door. And we also do 2 plant sales every year. We apply for the Festival Investment Grant to fund bicycle-powered music. We sell plants, vendors come and sell plants, and we usually have at least 2 musical acts at each plant sale and as many people who want to ride the bicycle to power the music. We also provided adult education upon request. So this year, the City of Victoria contacted us and we provided 2 workshops for them for 42 adult participants. Normally the workshops we do can sort of range in topic, usually focused on ecological gardening and composting. So that was a lot of information, but I wanted to just sort of distill the benefits of that funding. The first, community; second, empowerment; third, impact. We like to think about how our education creates social connections, which then helps empower people, which then leads to people actually changing their behavior. So we're creating social connections through a warm and welcoming educational approach. We provide green space for people to come and work in and live in and connect in, and we also support volunteers to work in those spaces. Through that education and engagement, community members experience and learn about hands-on regenerative soil practices like at-home composting, sustainable food growing, and pollinator care. And sort of with that empowerment and with those community connections, they're able to achieve impact like healthy soil, strengthen food security, improved organic waste management, and strengthen community resilience. So we like to think about how those 3 things are kind of tied together. And I'll spare you, I won't read this slide. This is just a pretty high-level summary of how all of our activities connect to pretty big and key City of Victoria policy documents. But if you want to later, you can go back and look at it. It might be better just to come for a visit to the demonstration site. And that's it. I just wanted to say thank you for your support, both past, present, and future. Thank you.
Thank you very much.